stuck between my rights and my wrongs. Second guessing what I'm doing. Like, am I really there for my boy? Not enough, but if I'm paying child support, do the making for time that I've lost. Whole time paying this court system. Can't even call my little man a game system, cause my checks be short. And if your bag too short, well, you had to miss a month. Slipping up, I gotta pick it up. Grind limitless, but it got your folks like, yeah, I hope you don't get caught. Like I missed them payments on purpose. Cause you see I failed and I'm hurting. Ain't had no job, so no working. Or the job I work is not working.
This is your ARC. Y'all is Magnified, coming back with another informative video. I titled this video, "The Order Was Dismissed," but before I tackle this subject, as always, I must state for the record, I'm not a lawyer, I do not practice law, and I do not pretend to. All my videos are for informational and educational purposes only. They're all facts and all truth, nothing more, nothing less. So with that being said, let's get to it. Okay, guys, so as you all can see, I'm going to go over two documents, okay? The first document I'm going to go over is called an order of dismissal. The second document I'm going over will be an order on demotion, okay? So basically, the judge, she got crafty when she was dealing with Ma'ark in his case, because she knew that Ma'ark had his situation in the bag, okay? So basically, Ma'ark came to me for assistance. We knew that the child's mom could not prove personam jurisdiction, so we filed a motion to dismiss. Like I tell you all, the only time I know, or the only time I recommend someone to file a motion is if they know they have this thing in the bag, okay? We knew that we had this situation in the bag at the time, okay? But the judge, she got very crafty, okay? So the judge allowed the child's mom 4 times to try to prove that she had personam jurisdiction, or that, you know, the court had personam jurisdiction over top of Ma'ark who sent the gift, okay? After the 4th time she could not prove it, the judge, who was actually practicing law from the bench, gave her advice, telling her maybe she should repetition the court, and after she repetitioned the court, then they will go back and hear this matter, okay? Never once did the judge want to rule on Ma'ark's motion. Why? Because she knows if she had to rule on Ma'ark's motion, then it'd be game over, okay? So what the judge is trying to do now in this situation is she's trying to have the child's mom go back and repetition Ma'ark, so the court can gain personam jurisdiction over him. If the court, if she can prove personam jurisdiction on the next time she bring him back, then that means what just happened to Ma'ark. That means that his motion became an answer in the court. If his motion became an answer in the court, then that means that the court now has jurisdiction over him, okay? That's why I say be careful when you file your motions. Make sure when you file a motion, make sure you have it in the bag. But in this case, we had it in the bag, but the judge, who was very crafty at this time, instead of making her ruling on the motion, she simply told the petition to repetition the court and held Ma'ark motion as moot, meaning to be argued at a later time, okay? So now, as we all can see, let's go over the documents. As you all can see, this was done in New York, okay, County of Queens. As you all can see, I crossed out the petitioner's name, except for the end part, and the respondent name, except for the end part. Also the case numbers. It states order of dismissal. Now let's read it. It states, a petition under Article 4 of the Family Court Act, having been filed in this court on July 25, 2019 for the following, spousal support, and the matter having duly come on to be heard before this court, and the following having appeared, which is the petitioner and the defendant. Let's continue. Now, after examination and inquiry into the facts and circumstances of the case, it is hereby adjudged that the petition is dismissed due to withdrawal of petition. It is therefore ordered that the petition herein is withdrawn without prejudice. So as you all can see, the petitioner, because she couldn't prove personam jurisdiction, withdraw the petition. Okay? But the judge had her do that on purpose, for the judge won't have to rule on the motion that he filed, challenging everything that she filed into the court. But let's continue. As you all can see, this was dated January the 10th, 2020, and it states order of dismissal. Also, at the bottom, it states February the 10th, 2020. That's when they actually filed, stamped it into the court. Okay? So let's go to the next document, which is the order on the motion. Okay? So now, as you all can see, the same parties involved and everything, but it says now order on motion. Let's read it. A motion having been filed with this court on October 4th, 2019, requesting an order on a or an objection to jurisdiction and the support magistrate of this court, upon examining the motion papers and supporting affidavits and hearing testimony in relations thereto, and the following having appeared, which would be the petitioner and the defendant, finds that the motion is moot and is therefore ordered that the motion of my ARC, who I was assisting, is moot because of the underlying petition was withdrawn without prejudice. Okay, so what the judge did, she mooted, instead of ruling on it, she held it as moot and gave advice to his child's mom, telling her to re-petition the court and do everything over again. Maybe she can then prove personam jurisdiction. But not only that, we are now prepared for that, because even if we know that she trying to challenge, or she wants to try to somehow prove personam jurisdiction, if she can prove personam jurisdiction, our next argument will be subject matter jurisdiction. But we will not file any more motions into the court to prove that point. We'll just do what we need to do when we get in there. Okay? That's why I tell you all to be careful when filing certain motions, because motions after why become answers. If your motion become an answer, then guess what? You automatically waive personam jurisdiction over the person. Okay? So be careful. Be very careful with what's going on. Okay? Like I stated before, only time we file motions is when we have it in the bag. Obviously, as you all can see, when they did the order of dismissal, and they told her to withdraw that petition, the judge herself knew that we had it in the bag. So the judge became crafty and said, okay, we got to find a way to not rule on this motion, because we rule on this motion, it's going to be night. It's going to be good night for the petition. Okay? So now, if she decides to bring them back, or when she decides to bring them back, we'll be ready for this argument as well. Okay? But that's all I'm going to do for today. Also, right, I've been watching this TV series called For Life, that's dealing with a gentleman that's he actually has a life sentence in jail. But while he was in jail, he got his law degree and everything before he can try to free himself out of that situation. Same thing we're dealing with child support, okay? Child support has you in bondage. So while you're in bondage, get this understanding, get this wisdom, get this knowledge, okay? For it can help free yourself out of this situation. All right? So when you get time, and you all like watching movies and TV shows dealing with law, then please check that out, man. You know, it's only 3 episodes so far. The 3rd episode that I can relate to the most, it reminds me of myself when I'm helping you all out, because the judge did some wicked stuff there too. Even though the judge still was right some parts, but the judge ruled on precedents. Okay, so that's why I tell you all, know these case laws, see what's going on, study, because the judge can throw your stuff out, you know, off a precedent alone. So make sure you understand what's going on and have your rebuttals ready. All right, so now that's all I'm gonna do for today. If you all need my help, hit me up in my email at y'allismagnified@gmail.com. Like, share, and subscribe so we can get this right wisdom, that right knowledge, and that right understanding out there, okay? But that's all I'm gonna do for today again. With that being said, I say shalom.